I wasn't planning on doing a Christmas video this year. Not only did I just kinda not feel like it, I also do game reviews, and the only Christmas game I've played semi-recently was Tattletale, and I don't think I could do that game justice on such a short notice. So I just kind of accepted that I wouldn't be releasing a Christmas video. Or that was, until I realized that sometimes I do movie reviews too, so that's an option. And I was recommended a re-upload of one of Scott Cawthon's old animated movies, titled A Christmas Journey, about the blessings God gives. A Christmas Journey is a computer-animated short film written, directed, starring, and animated by Scott Cawthon and released by Hope Animation on October 10th, 2006. For those who don't know, before the creation of Five Nights at Freddy's, Scott Cawthon created over 70 other pieces of media ranging from games to movies to even books. I've been a fan of these works for some time now and have been particularly vocal about my love for his 2012 game, The Desolate Hope, but I'd never seen any of his animations before. That was before last night, where I was recommended a full re-upload of his Christmas film, uploaded by Cavern Croc on July 21st, 2021. I watched the whole thing through, and while yes, the animation is dated and some of the voice acting is questionable, I quite enjoyed it. With all that said, let's explore Scott Cawthon's A Christmas Journey. The film opens on this snowflake with a cross in the center, and boom, title card. We're introduced to the setting, which is this town called Meaningful. Very subtle, Mr. Cawthon. Next, we meet our protagonist Ian sleeping in bed, and immediately shows disdain for being at his grandfather's house for Christmas. Apparently, Grandpa's not a fan of the holidays, doesn't put up decorations, and makes Ian and his sister clean the house on the day of. And in terms of presents, it's always something really strange, like new brooms to clean the house with. So needless to say, Ian and his sister Steffi have never experienced the classic version of Christmas everyone's aware of. Ian weighs the pros and cons of getting out of bed, and then heads to the living room and is greeted by his grandpa, who never seems to move from his chair, always watching his game shows. Also, I don't know if it's supposed to imply that she sleeps here, but Steffi's in a box in the kitchen that's later described as her favorite box. So that's a thing, I suppose. Grandpa is semi-senile, so he tells the kids to let the chicken Gladys out of her pen, even though that thing's been destroyed for a while. The kids chatted up with the bird before going to get the mail. The mailman hands Ian a letter sent from the richest folks in town, inviting them to a Christmas party. Ian asks Grandpa if they can go, reasoning that if he goes, he can find out what Christmas is all about. Grandpa says he already knows the meaning of Christmas, and is prepared to share it with the kids. But it turns out the meaning of Christmas is...
green beans and cream corn?
Green beans and cream corn!
There's a lot of solid jokes packed into this short movie.
Grandpa, some of these cans expired before I was born.
You're gonna expire if you don't listen to what I say.
Grandpa says Christmas is all about giving, or in their case, getting. He also says that they can go to the party if they can find a way there. He can't take them because he's too busy watching Win a Boat and a New Pair of Pants. What a game show. Ian figures that the only way to get there is to walk, so he and Steffi begin the trek. Along the way, they run into this man who tells them that they should go home, because wandering the woods by themselves in the dark isn't the best idea. They say that they can't, because they need to find the Christmas spirit and bring it back to their grandpa. Seeing that they aren't budging, the man reveals himself to be an angel sent by God, and he says he'll go with them to find whatever they're looking for. He says that when they think they've found the meaning of Christmas, God will give it to them in the form of a blessing. On the way to the party, they pass 3 main landmarks. The first is a hungry homeless man sleeping in the snow under a plank of wood. The next is a farm belonging to an elderly lady whose husband has recently passed away. Without her husband, the woman struggles to make money and her property is to be foreclosed on soon. And the third is a house full of orphan children who know that they're not going to get any toys this Christmas. There simply isn't enough money. Every time Ian notices the need in these people's lives, he asks, why isn't God helping them? To which the angel replies, God's working on it. He's working on it. Curious. Once they make it to the house, they knock on the door and say that they're there for the Christmas party, and the lady who answered, who is jarringly voiced by Scott Cawthon as well,
I'm sorry, the Christmas corn festival is down the street.
And she immediately says, how did that happen? Which is so beyond disrespectful. Inside this ginormous house, we meet these 2 snot-nosed devil children who are only interested in getting gifts and insulting people. Ian asks Big Bird over here what Christmas is all about, and of course the dude says that it's all about toys, because he's really self-centered. So Ian, thinking he's discovered the true meaning of Christmas, goes over to the angel and says Christmas is about toys. He is then awarded the blessing of toys. But then this guy in an off-brand Santa suit says that Ian's got it all wrong, and Christmas is actually all about the delicious food. So Ian says food and gets the blessing of food. Then the hostess comes over and says that the blue guys got it all wrong, and Christmas is actually all about money, which gives the angel over here some whiplash. Ian then says money and receives the blessing of money. But he's confused and says even though he has everything, he feels no different. But he assumes that will change once he opens the bottles. On the way home, the three sit down on a park bench, and Ian elaborates on his confusion, saying he has no idea if he found what he was looking for, and that it didn't feel right that he who has everything he needs just got more stuff, and that everyone who he passed on the way to the party didn't have any of the stuff that they need. In response, the angel says this:
God gives different blessings to different people for different reasons. Even if you're a bit confused right now, God always knows what He's doing. Even if you didn't ask for the right thing, God can still use what He gave you. Even if you didn't ask the right questions, God can still use His answer.
And then Ian gets all frustrated and cynical.
That's a stretch hearing you talk about answers. You can't even give me a straight answer. All I wanted was to find Christmas. You know what I saw tonight? I saw a bunch of goofballs having a big party for no reason at all.
On their way home, they get lost in the woods and then run into the St. Nicholas. And I don't mean Santa Claus, I mean the actual St. Nicholas from the 4th century. Here they call attention to the reason that Ian is so interested in Christmas this year. The previous year he received a gift, a snow globe with a manger inside. It had been mentioned before, but it was relatively small, so I didn't talk about it. The manger is obviously the same one Jesus was born in. However, Ian doesn't know that. He does know what a manger is though, which is really surprising to me. The kid looks like he's 9 max, and if he doesn't know the story of Jesus' birth, it's amazing that he knows what a manger is. I mean, like, I didn't know what a manger is, and I did know the story of Jesus' birth. Maybe I was just a dumb kid, I don't know. Or maybe Ian's just going to a great school. Anyways, Ian is so infatuated with this gift because his peers all received these intricate, colorful gifts, but he received this simple snow globe, which he thought made it special, and that the meaning of the gift was on the inside. Saint Nick affirms this, telling the boy that the true meaning of Christmas lies within, and then explains that God created everything, and that majesty can make it hard for us to understand Him. He then shows them the very first Christmas, and shows them baby Jesus in the manger. He then explains that since it's so hard for us to understand God, He sent His son Jesus so that we could know God through Him. And Saint Nicholas finally explains to Ian what Christmas is about: love.
It's a day to remember to love and help those around us, not just on Christmas, but every day of our lives. Christmas is just one day, but people need you every day. Christmas isn't just a day to remember how to give. Christmas is a day to remember how to live.
Saint Nick tells Ian that before the night is over, he will see God help those people that he passed. And then the kids open their eyes and are back in the forest. And they also find the road, so they're good to go. As you probably expected, when Ian passes the 3 landmarks from earlier, he has the idea of spreading his blessings. He gives the toys to the orphans, the money to the elderly lady, and the food to the homeless man. When they return home, Ian takes a seat outside, and the angel appears beside him. Ian tells him that he did what he thought was right, but now he has nothing to give anymore. And the angel tells him that now that he's opened his heart to the Lord, he has more gifts than just material possessions. He can give the gift of love, the gift of companionship, the gift of leadership. Gifts that can be given every day, not just on Christmas. Ian accepts this and goes to bed. And when he wakes up, he goes downstairs and shares the story of Jesus with cynical old grandpa. And then we get to see all those people in need receive the gifts Ian anonymously left for them. Also, upon closer inspection, the homeless man and grandpa share the same model. This has nothing to do with the movie, it's just something I noticed. Even Steffi participates in the giving. She gives her favorite box to Gladys as a new home. So I guess we have confirmation now that she doesn't sleep in it. Abuse debunked. Ian thanks God for Christmas Day, and the mailman appears, and perhaps the best ending to a Christian animated film ever occurs.
Here's something for you too. Merry Christmas.
I knew it.
And then, of course, credits roll. First of all, I like this kid's design. The human characters in Scott Cawthon's works have always looked questionable, but the children in this animation in particular kind of look like old Rankin Bass characters, and I myself am a fan. Other than that, I think that this film is good. I'm not the first to admit that Christian media, particularly animated Christian media, hasn't always been the most polished or presented in the best way. There are a ton of videos on this site of people critiquing low-budget Christian movies, some for good reasons, others for less good reasons. And while the animation is most certainly dated, and hearing Scott voice 90% of the characters is jarring, this is not a crappy film. It's well written, with a lot of jokes that actually land pretty solidly.
That's not right at all.
Hey! Why so blue? What?
The comedic elements never become overbearing or clash with the serious moments. It's pretty balanced. And while it definitely lacks subtlety, the messaging doesn't feel forced at all. Ian is a kind-hearted soul, genuinely wanting to discover what Christmas means for the benefit of his family. And no matter what you believe, the message that helping people in many ways by giving toys, money, food, love, support, companionship, etc. every day of every month, even when Christmas has come and gone, is undeniably good. And if you are a Christian and are looking for a way to introduce the idea of God or Jesus to children, this is a very digestible way to do so. I think a lot of people are too hard on this film. It's obvious to me that it was crafted with a lot of love and care, and it's very well intentioned. Don't get me wrong, it has its problems, those being the aforementioned animation and small voice cast, as well as the harsh sound design at times and weird pacing due to its short length. But then you gotta remember that this 40-minute animation was almost entirely made by a single person. It's not one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time, but that's not what it was trying to be, and it's important for movies like that to exist. I give A Christmas Journey a 7 to 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, everybody, and thank you for 2,000 subscribers. I recommend you give this film a watch, even if you aren't a Christian. It's just a feel-good movie in general. It really reminds me of watching old VeggieTales shorts or Rankin Bass Christmas specials as a kid, and it gives me that warm, fuzzy feeling inside, you know? And while you're at it, check out more of Scott Cawthon's lesser-known works. I've been a FNAF fan for a really long time, but I think in the past couple years I've become a Scott Cawthon fan as well. If you're interested in his old stuff, check out my video on The Desolate Hope. It's one of the better videos that I've made. Well, I think that's all from me. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and see you all later. Goodbye.